Hello, my name is Dr. Steve Mulholland, President and founder of Spa Medica. For over 25 years, I've been providing cosmetic plastic surgery services to the Greater Toronto and Canadian market. And one of the most common of those procedures has been liposuction. Liposuction, there's been over 1 million liposuctions every year in North America for the past few years. It's the most common cosmetic surgery procedure done. What is liposuction? It is the use of high-tech, small, hollow cannulas that are used to remove fat from under your skin to improve contour and shape. There are different types of liposuction, and at Spa Medica, I've invested in every single liposuction technology designed to make a difference. By far the most popular liposuction in North America and worldwide is body-tight liposuction, where we go into that fat under local anesthesia typically, and we heat the fat up to 70 degrees. We liquefy the fat and get skin tightening. After we've liquefied the fat, we remove the fat with our aspiration cannulas. So that's body-tight liposuction using radiofrequency energy to get skin contraction. I also have a device called the Smart Lipo, which is a laser lipolysis system. We insert a laser rather than radiofrequency into the fat, and we liquefy the fat and tighten the skin. And Smart Lipo is good for smaller areas. I also have something called a Vaser. Vaser liposuction is inserting a probe that emits ultrasound energy that gently loosens all the fat cells but doesn't kill them. It doesn't shrink the skin either, but it loosens fat cells gently, allowing me to remove them and use them for large volume fat grafting in the buttock called the Brazilian butt lift or the breast. We also have plasma energy devices that release plasma, helium plasma, to again tighten the fibroceptor network of your subcutaneous tissue for good contraction. With all these technologies, I can select or combine to give you the best possible contraction and fat reduction, smoothest results that are possible. The best liposuction candidates are those patients that have stubborn areas of fat, despite diet and exercise, that have a reasonable BMI, are not too overweight, and have some collection, be it acquired or hereditary, that they just can't get rid of it through their diet and exercise. Those typical locations include the pot or the tummy, the love handle, the upper arms or the bat wing, a double chin, outer, inner thighs, inner knees. These are the bra line at the back. These are the 8 or 9 most common liposuction areas and that I've done over the past 25 years, thousands of them, and they are the most difficult areas to lose through diet and exercise. Modern liposuction is typically much simpler than what you might have seen on TV from a couple decades ago. Modern liposuction is typically done under local anesthesia with a couple of happy pills and light sedation. You walk in, you're going to be walking out. Modern liposuction with body-tight, Smart Lipo, Vaser Lipo, Plasma Lipo, these modern techniques are going to have you back to work pretty quickly. Typically, you're walking out of the clinic and you're walking that day. For a modest zone lipo or multi-zone lipo, you might be back to work in 1 or 2 days. For large areas and large volume lipo, you might be back to work in 5 to 7 days. But typically, very little discomfort, very little swelling, very little bruising. You do have to wear a garment. So one of the recovery issues you have to commit to is a garment that helps shrink wrap your skin. In addition to the body tight contraction, you wear this like super Spanx that covers the area and shrink wraps. And you wear that for 3 weeks, 22 hours a day, then 3 weeks, just daytime, leave it off at night. After 6 weeks, you're ready to get back to the gym, start doing crunches, high impact aerobic activity, and you're sporting a new physique that's been lipo-contoured and shaped. There are some alternatives to surgical liposuction, although surgical liposuction with body-tight, Smart Lipo, Vaser Lipo, Plasma Lipo is going to give you the best result. Some patients are adverse to even minimally invasive surgery. So the alternative would be our non-invasive lipo program, led by technologies like Cool Sculpting, Sculpture, the Evolve, the Vanquish, the Xless, the Body Effects. These technologies kill fat cells non-invasively from the outside using different energies, from microwave and the Vanquish to cooling and Cool Sculpting to laser and heating with Sculpture and radiofrequency energy with the Evolve. We can kill 2 or 3 centimeters non-surgically, non-invasive with no downtime and no risk. And so for modest fat collections, non-surgical fat destruction, non-surgical liposuction, our body contouring program in the medical spa can be an alternative for you. Minimally invasive surgical liposuction using Body Tight, Smart Lipo, Vaser Lipo, Plasma Lipo has tiny little incision ports, typically 2 or 3 millimeters. We use inconspicuous access locations like the belly button or through the groin crease or under the buttock crease or down in the buttock folds at the back of the gluteal region, the elbow, under the chin, inconspicuous locations with 3 millimeter access ports with a single stitch. So done properly by a surgeon with a lot of experience, you really should not have visible scars that are readily available or visible by anybody. In fact, we offer complementary scar treatments for all our surgical procedures, from breast augment to tummy tuck and from liposuction to a facelift, to ensure that your scars fade away and are not noticeable. Thousands of patients have chosen Dr. Mulholland and Spa Medica for their liposuction because we have all the best technology. We have the most experience. We are able to offer you a combination of energy-based devices: Smart Lipo, Vaser Lipo, Body Tight Lipo, Plasma Lipo, Power-Assisted Lipo, to get the best possible result. And when you're done the surgery and recovered by about 12 weeks, we even give you the non-surgical program. Things like the Evolve Tight, the Evolve Trim, Cool Sculpting, Sculpture, Vanquish, to give you the best possible result by combining the best kind of surgery with the non-invasive treatment. So by 1 year, you're going to have the best possible improvement with the tightest possible skin that you can get with fat removing technology. Over the past 25 years, I've done many television shows designed to educate and engage patients about what liposuction really is. Let's take a look at some of those.
Entertainment Tonight, the most watched entertainment news program in the world.
Okay, so you've done the diet and the exercise, but maybe you need just a little more help. Well, tonight in our New Year, New You series, new cosmetic procedures to help you look your best in 2010. For some, the problem is saddlebags.
I still can't get rid of the side pockets of fat there. It doesn't matter what I do.
The Body Tight program uses radio frequency energy to melt fat and tighten skin.
It's heating it, liquefying it, and removing it as you go. Body Tight, I think, will be a big benefit for the stars. I tell patients that they will look acceptable, bikini ready, acceptable within 3 weeks.
The procedure is so gentle, you can get back to your normal activities almost immediately.
Today on City Life.
I can honestly say I looked down at my arms and I didn't recognize myself.
An inside look at arm lift surgery.
Bingo arms, these are some of the names you may have heard for the sagging skin under the arms. This is the situation Maria found herself in, even though she's in great physical shape. She decided it was time to shed that skin.
Hello, how are you? Good, how are you? I'm Maria. I'm here to see Dr. Mulholland. Well, I'm 49 years old. I've come here to see Dr. Mulholland to take a look at changing the shape of my bat wings, if you want to call it that.
Maria, good to see you.
Hi.
Dr. Mulholland.
And no matter how much diet or exercise I did or weightlifting I did, the arms were never changing their shape. And I found that it was almost uncomfortable wearing sleeveless shirts. For example, this is probably the only one that I have.
Because you have a little bit of loosey-goosey skin and cellulitic skin, I'll do a little what's called an armpit lift.
Okay.
A little small T-shaped cut that removes some of the skin and lifts and pinches. Well, Maria represents a very common subset of body contouring. And so what Maria has, she has a growing extra upper arm skin flesh, both fat and skin, called the bat wing. And of course, that can make a patient's very self-conscious. So what we do for bat wings, we remove fat and we tighten skin. Now, it used to be the dreaded arm lift scar, which would go right from your armpit all the way down your arm. And so now with our new technologies, particularly these heating devices like Body Tight, we can manage with radio frequency energy internally to tighten the skin from the inside. And then we can pull all the skin up into the armpit. So we can do these little armpit scars, combine it with the radio frequency heating technologies, and we can get a good 40, 50, 60% contraction from the inside. Maria, good to see you again.
How are you?
You look great.
Good, thank you.
All tanned. First of all, are you glad you did it?
I'm very happy that I did. Well, it's been 5 months post-surgery, and I can honestly say I look down at my arms and I don't even recognize myself. Even when I walk by a mirror, I have to stop and look and go, ooh, I'm shocked that they've changed that drastically.
And typically at this phase, patients are starting to appreciate why they did it. You know, the first few weeks they're healing, then they get back to work. By about 8 weeks, they're back in the gym, but it's still swollen, it's still numb. And so typically they start to really appreciate things by 3 months. Looks really good by 6 months, looks great by a year.
I'm very happy with the results. I would highly recommend it to somebody who is, considering having something like this done. It changes your whole mindset of feeling more confident.
That is one happy customer right there. Dr. Stephen Mulholland joins me in studio right now. That's really amazing. Well, you see the before and afters. So how many inches did Maria actually lose from her arms? So that's pretty dramatic.
Yeah, so she had fabric issues and stuffing issues. So it was a combination of that body tight liposuction and tightening, and she lost 5 to 6 inches off each arm.
5 to 6 inches.
It sounds better in Canada, 15 centimeters.
15 centimeters?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, in terms of recovery time, how long does that whole process take and what's involved in that?
That's a good question because we use our arms every day. So those that are more sedentary, administrative, on the phone, back in a week. But if you're like in a manufacturing plant and you're lifting heavy boxes, straining, more like 3 to 4 weeks or modified duties.
Okay, and you're saying she wore something on her arms, like to compress?
Yeah, so we shrink wrap the new envelope to become acquainted to the muscle you haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
And so it's from the mid forearm, becomes a combi sports bra down the other side, and it like Spanx for your arms, basically.
Yes.
And you're wearing that 22 hours a day for 3 weeks, and then for another 3 weeks, half the day. So it's not a middle of July, August procedure, more a fall, spring, winter procedure.
Oh yeah, because you're wearing all the clothes anyways. No one's going to see. Is there pain involved? Because you see the machine going in there, and it doesn't look like it would hurt, but do you need anesthetic, like freezing?
Yeah, that whole procedure is done under local anesthesia.
Okay.
Sort of like a dentist for your arm, but we're nicer.
Okay.
And so typically I give you a couple little relaxing pills, and we use laughing gas. I put some freezing in your arm or your face or your tummy, wherever we're treating, and then you do the treatment painlessly.
Okay.
The after discomfort, I prefer discomfort than pain.
Okay, fine. So, how uncomfortable is it?
So let's say the worst pain you've ever had, whatever that might be, internal.
Childbirth.
Childbirth. Childbirth.
It's number one.
Childbirth, you know that, or a first marriage, for something like an 8 or 9 out of 10 on pain.
Right.
This is about a 2. Because remember, we're not doing any muscle. There's no muscle work like an augment or tummy tuck where there's muscle work. So it's really, it's painless procedure because it's frozen. And then you have a 2 out of 10 stiff discomfort, like you went to the gym, you worked out the next day, you're going, oh, that's a bit sore, but I can do stuff.
Oh, totally. Okay, I totally understand that. Now, in the past, if someone went in to have a procedure done on their arm, there was a very big scar that was left. We're looking at her after pictures. You can barely see anything. So what is different now to prevent that kind of scarring?
Yeah, so let's say you have and on the show, the tape, we called that bat wing, but that's more of an industry term.
Yeah.
You know, the PC term now would be more of just a fabric concern. Too much fabric, too much stuffing in the fabric, or the fabric's getting frayed.
We're like a sofa, right? Okay, it's
and
fabric.
so if your throw is not, not looking the way you want it to, we can do fabric issues just under topical anesthesia, no cut. If you have too much stuffing in the fabric, we can remove that through that body tight lipo. What women were concerned about, these really long scars. Now we do armpit lifting, and we use those technologies to keep the armpit scar really hidden, and then the last 2/3 we can do, and you really don't see the scar now. So it's removed a lot of the barriers and concerns to getting it done.
So mostly it would be between the elbow and the armpit, and the incision was going to be up here somewhere.
Correct. More hidden in your armpit.
Okay. Now, we hear all the time when people have fat removed that it can return. So is there a chance that that fat could return and the skin just gets stretched again?
This is the downside with arms. You know, if you lose, you don't like your arms because you have a genetic predisposition to being big,
Yeah.
and you don't like to wear your blouse or your tank top because it just looks very thick.
Yeah.
And you try to lose weight, it comes off everywhere else but your arm.
Right.
And so I become like a localized, I've tried everything, let me fix your arm problem. The same thing, if you put on weight, it's going to go elsewhere. There's not much fat left in your arm, but it's going to go where you don't want it.
Okay.
Double chin, back of your neck. It never goes to your lips, your cheekbones. It always
Or
goes
your
where you don't
bum.
want.
Yeah.
It never goes there.
Right.
So yeah, weight neutrality. Maintain your surgical weight. Your arm will
Right.
last forever.
Can we talk about cost?
Absolutely. Yeah. The range of cost depends on how big the fabric problem is, the stuffing problem, or the or the excess problem, and so it'd be between $6,000 and $12,000 in Canadian, depending on how big the arm is, how much fat, how much loose skin.
Okay, $6,000 and $12,000 for both arms.
Oh, good
Okay,
point. That's
just
for
checking.
both. We
Okay.
do one arm, see if you like it, come back in 2 years, do the other. Just walk sideways for a year.
This is the good one. Okay, very good. That's great that's great information. And you have something that's actually very special for the audience. Dr. Mulholland is sending our audience home with a Universe Skin gift bag that includes serum, cleanser, and neck masks. It's worth $300. To explain exactly what this gift is. It's a pretty unique approach to skincare, and I feel like it's the future of skincare right now.
Yeah,
what
really
goes into a bottle of Universe Skin?
So this is pretty cool. Many women are never going to do plastic surgery or even come in for a laser treatment. However, everybody wants nice skin. And the problem is you can get all kinds of great lines over the counter, but you can never get past the active ingredient strength sometimes to remove that brown, remove that red, work on those acne scars, texture, and problems. So 3,000 dermatologists and plastic surgeons around the world got together half a decade ago. And 19 active ingredients, means a physician needs to prescribe it, have gone into this formulation. And we looked at 100,000 photos with different strengths and created this program, a formula, an algorithm. And so you simply send in a photo, the AI, which is the collective intelligence of this process, will look at your photo, identify your unique concerns, and then create a unique formula just for you. And it goes into this serum, 3, 4, or 5 powders. Each doctor mixes it in their office and ships it to the patient, or you come in and visit with the doctor and get it right in the office.
That's pretty amazing.
So it's a bespoke, physician-overseen, algorithm-based formula that actually works. So typically, skincare in the old days, I'd put someone on, you wait 6 weeks, you start to see results in 1 week.
Okay. So really, we would go to the store and buy the serum, and hopefully the serum works on you. Now you get like a program that is specific for your face and your skin, which is incredible. So we're putting all the info about this on our website, that's cityline.tv, and thank you for the gift, and thank you for the info. That was very informative.
Come on in, Stephen, and we'll get all prepared for your procedure today. So we're going to contour the belt line, the chest. That'll make a big difference in your clothing and your bathing wear. And about 2 weeks from now, you're going to be in tight shirts and on the beach.
At 61 years old, I exercise daily, but I have limitations because of knee surgery. I eat sensibly. It's not my diet and everything that's making me store fat cells or whatever, but it's not going away.
Stephen represents a typical body contour patient. He's got flabby fat. It's loose, and if we don't tighten it, he shouldn't do liposuction because it would look worse. We've got to tighten skin and reduce the fat. We put a device under the skin and into the fat under some IV sedation or just local anesthesia, and that device heats the fat, melts it, then we remove the liquefied fat. Stephen's results are very typical. He notices within a few weeks a tremendous change in his contour, flattening of the chest contour, tightening of the chest skin, tightening of the tummy skin, and improvements in his love handles. So contour correction, skin tightening.
I am feeling very good. I have felt very good from probably the second, third day. I'm very, very pleased with the results, and hopefully it'll last for a long time.
Wow, he should be pleased. Good work. So what are the main areas where men are holding their fatty deposits?
Well, men and women. I'm seeing older individuals, now older meaning that they're not 25 anymore.
Right.
I'm seeing postpartum moms in their late 30s, early 40s, and guys who are older. And traditional liposuction, which removes the fat, the skin can sometimes sag and not look great. So there's a whole host of new technologies like this Body Tight that emits electrical energy that heats the skin and tightens it while you remove the fat, so it matches the skin tone to the fat removal. And so for guys, it's the chest, double chin, love handles, and the Molson muscle.
Yes.
For women, it's usually the hips, the pot, the outer inner thighs.
Yes. Tell
And
me
so
about it.
these Body Tight type technologies really allow people with compromised skin tone to get contouring without the big incisions, without the tummy tucks and the body lifts and the thigh lifts. So like Stephen, he can be back to his activities within a couple days.
Okay, so you mean this is not for someone who is obese. This is for someone who is very close to their goal body and they just need a little bit of help?
Exactly. So if someone comes in and they're just nowhere near their target weight or what they would feel comfortable at, weight loss, diet, exercise, always first.
Right.
And then something like this to polish off the contour, to put the frame on the canvas, but you have to create the canvas. This isn't a weight loss procedure.
Okay, very cool. Typical recovery time?
Well, you can be up and walking that afternoon, that next day, but back exercising, high impact aerobics takes 2 or 3 weeks.
You just jump off the table and go home.
Well, not quite jump. you ambulate
Just
cautiously.
checking. Very good, good information. So now what are you going to go home and tell your husbands? Look, you can just, it's easy. Look at the guy, look great in the tape.
Number one referral source
Yeah.
is women and wives of the husband.
Of
They're
course.
looking good and they look in the mirror and say, honey, you ain't going out with me looking like that. And they drag them in by the ear to do something.
That, very cool. Thank you so much for that. We're going to go to break. Stay with us.